I have seen a lot in the caves. But these... for the first time. Block by block, millions of blocks. I saw coal more often than my own family. At a young age, I had to take on the burden of my father, who disappeared deep underground. Working in a resource-poor mine under the city could not fully provide for the family, and I decided to join a group of brave explorers of wild, still unexplored caves, where I stumbled upon an abandoned hut, in which lay a compendium. 5 lost caves, a forgotten city, the most dangerous monsters, treasures! It sounded like a children's tale, but even the slightest chance of finding treasures was better than endless wanderings through monotonous terrain. I believed in the book and left the group for many miles. I took a risk, and I didn't regret it. Everything looked extremely unusual. Every blade of grass, weed, tree. Inside at first glance were adorable creatures. Nevertheless, evil growling could be heard from all directions. The dinosaurs seemed to be studying me. Who was I? A hunter or prey? After chopping down a prehistoric baobab tree and admiring the local fauna, I stumbled upon some remains, a giant bone and a chunk of meat. Whom did they belong to, and what happened to them? My thoughts were interrupted by a pillar standing in front of me, a monolith. Such a curiosity could be sold for a lot of money. The place is rich with limestone rock. And these cuties. Want to kiss? Rats are incapable of causing harm on their own, but when they gathered into a pack, they become a single, deadly organism. Lightning-fast jumps are confusing, sharp claws tear from all sides. The smartest ones can hack doors and drop chests. You can only save yourself by killing the leader. Then they will panic and scatter. Not wanting to become the next victim, I ran as fast as I could. Only hunger managed to stop me. It's time to try dinosaur meat. I will take it with me. Okay, I will turn the bones into bone meal to grow wheat. The screams that came from underground sent shivers down my spine. It's a T-Rex, the strongest dinosaur. He stands at the top of the food chain. But he is not a problem, compared to the fact that there isn't enough light to grow wheat. I went to the mine for coal, but found diamonds. And who are you? Prehistoric shrimps? Returning to the camp, I saw looming columbrators. I need to run. I climbed into a small cave, fighting off with my last strength. In waters they are unable to jump on their prey. I decided not to go far and turned this cave into a small hut. It's not a 5-star hotel, but it's livable. Even the neighbor came over to say hello. A whole day passed by in the blink of an eye, and here is where I found myself. Instead of the sun, glowing stones on the ceiling. And from ancient monoliths and eggs, dinosaurs and pterodactyls emerge. Dangers made me think. Should I trust the group of explorers and share with them what I have found? But then I would have to share. Or more accurately, they will have to share with me. And maybe they won't even have to. There are plenty of opportunities for accidental deaths in the caves. Especially when there is someone nearby who might help it happen. I'm not ready to take such risks. Empty stomach led me on a scouting mission. I raided an abandoned pterodactyl nest and dared to snatch some shrimp that belonged to a T-Rex, for which I immediately paid the price. Leaving behind the unfriendly lands, I stumbled upon a small house along the way. Dinosaurs were guarding it. A shield, a diamond sword, and a bunch of shrimps. Attack! Defeated the leader. The rest fell straight into the trap set by ancient people. Inside I discovered cave paintings and a chest with prehistoric spears. Nice replacement for bow. The limestone-made spears sparked an interesting idea. Stop nibbling on the last crumbs of bread. I declare a dinosaur hunt. Quite meaty indeed. Returning from a successful hunt, I stumbled upon another structure and a gigantic skeleton. I could make tons of bone meal. Inside were drawings of monkeys, pterodactyls, and some nuggets. As a humble miner, I used to sell iron to local blacksmith, a legendary craftsman. I could spend hours watching him work, eager to learn everything about the craft. The old man was more than happy to share his knowledge with someone else. We became friends. I discovered that the blacksmith was also skilled in combat. He is the one who taught me how to wield the sword so well. With skill came wisdom.
Before challenging a rival, study them, find their weaknesses.
I have learned my lesson. Giraffes? Goodbye. Is your skin made of concrete? Oh, come on! What's the big deal about taking down the king? From remains of giant, I managed to craft a helmet. It might not be fashionable, but it sure is intimidating. And from a massive bone and 2 weeds, I crafted hefty club that can squash anyone flat. I felt so confident that I even dared to challenge a T-Rex. Nope, time to retreat. Life without a father was tough for my mother. Only her intelligence kept us from starving. She taught me to analyze and make calculated decisions. And what's smarter than setting traps? After all, how different are rabbits from dinosaurs? Except in size. I gathered sharp, spear-like stalactites from a nearby cave and dug out a gigantic grave. Looks like there is no escape this time. Goodbye. Seriously? Is it just meat and bones? Maybe what truly matters isn't what they are made of, but their value lies within themselves. Now I'm the king here. My father couldn't lift us out of poverty, but I will make it happen. But what's this? Drawings. They clearly convey something important. It just takes time to figure it out. Spend the whole day searching for various ingredients. On the ground, in baobabs, in pounds. In the end, I made a multitude of different dishes. How do you like soup? Overjoyed, started running through the forest and chopping down trees. Understandable, soup gives quite a boost of energy. Even for rats I found something special. Placed some dinosaur meat in a chest right in the middle of the field. Done. While he is still asleep, it needs to be fed with a calming salad. Now we are friends. A prehistoric guard dog. The only thing missing is a car. Let's fly. I flew like a king, exploring his realm. After a glorious flight, I parked my plane right by the house. But in just a second, T-Rex ate him. I will find a way to deal with you too. I will force feed you with salad. I stunned him and shot ball after ball into a huge moth. This drove him wild. He tossed me high into the sky and tried to tear me apart. After polishing off 6 bowls of salad, he became quiet. Now you are my tank, Brock. A powerful roar casts weakness on all enemies, shreds victim to bits with powerful jaws. Such a defender could fetch a pretty penny. 20 days without sun. Torches placed along my path were meant to guide others here, but something feels off. I was tempted to return to the surface. Yet ancient ruins caught my attention. Within chests, I found scrolls that jogged my memory about the compendium and the existence of 4 more secret zones. I farmed the carrots found in caves, fenced off a pit to keep everyone safe, crafted a spyglass, and threw an epic farewell party. It was time to craft diamond armor. because the adventure ahead was going to be much more dangerous. Moving away from familiar ground, I encountered villagers. They appeared pitiful, teetering on the brink of life and death. They turned out to be better conversation partners than dinosaurs. Villagers scared me with tales about ghastly shadows, monster growls, and deafening explosions. They also talked about a strange grotto nearby. No one ever returned from there, they repeated. I remember my mom saying, kindness come back to you twofold. I thought of it as a smart investment. I helped them and settled down right in the heart of their village. Apologize for interrupting. Just came to look at what is on sale. Continue. Without me, they wouldn't have lasted long. How did you manage to sneak in here? What have I gotten myself into? Some time ago, an ancient civilization mined iron in these lands. All that remains from them now are robots guarding the territory. They were incapable of preventing valuable treasures from being seized, including magnets that will bring new opportunities and enhance the quality of life. A blacksmith will surely find a use for them.
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Another enraged magnetic monster, which in a second transformed into a gigantic Hulk. Pushing, not letting throw too many punches. I have taken quite a few hits, but he turned out to be weaker. Before moving on, it would be wise to enchant my armor. And you're coming with me. That's it for now. Over the week spent with villagers, I built a library, a farm, and
Pete.
a cozy base, complete with a tamed kitty and an enchanting table in the center. For that table, I had to sell my soul to the librarian. But even that wasn't enough for him. Offered a cool book, for which I had to cut down about 10 baobabs, turn them into sticks and sell them. And also, I had to grow 200 beetroots. You are now the wealthiest in this village. The ore destroyer is ready to mine magnets. The final checkbox, enchant bow. Power 3 and infinite shooting. Perfect! In 5 seconds, it demolished half a biome. Got distracted by a cute little bug. After sizing me up, it was the way. Turns out this sneaky snitch was reporting my location to everyone around. After an hour, I felt right at home. No creepy crawlies skittering across the ceiling could scare me. Well, except for a creeper. Another air attack. A horde of black phantoms and magnetic monsters swarmed me. I nearly died. It seems the inhabitants are not pleased that I have pilfered 5 stacks of iron, especially that iron Hulk. It's time for experiments. Perhaps a regular ladder would handle this better. This isn't a trampoline. Oops. I mean, I'm not a mad scientist, but I had enough brains to build a deadly springboard. That was the most pointless waste of time. I'm no genius to build something complex. My maximum is a magnetic box. But from the robot parts, I managed to craft an iron hand. Take any iron tool in your hand, and something amazing happens. No more building up to the ceiling. And you can deliver some unexpected noogies. The magnetic arrow with auto-targeting. Saved my ass more than once. And the coolest invention ever, the quarry. It digs a hole right down to bedrock in designated area. Holy moly, with this gadget I'm gonna be a millionaire. Just need to wait a bit. The chest was getting pretty full, but more was needed. Yes, I thought about home more and more, but stopping wasn't an option. By tomorrow, other explorers could show up here. I shared with villagers tales of adventures in the magnetic zone. Aye, it turned out they had stories to tell as well. Legends say that they once lived in a rich underground city. That was until a mysterious attack happened. They were forced to flee. But these are just legends, they claimed. Later, at another residents' meeting, I was fortunate enough to discover a trader who offered me a map leading to the most fearsome and dangerous creatures of the underworld. Where there is great risk, there is great reward. I thought to myself and made the purchase. Goosebumps ran down my body. My eyes lit up with excitement. I couldn't miss such an opportunity. I was approaching the place. The distinctive smell of decay and mysterious green dust floating in the air were telling signs. I dug straight into a cave, blackened by radiation, and found uranium ore. After pocketing just a couple of pieces, I immediately got radiation poisoning, during which I couldn't regenerate health. Nearby was a suspicious block, which upon breaking splashed acid in my face, and the path forward was blocked by a Chernobyl fly. It mounted a skeleton and ran like crazy. Guarding the abandoned factory. It's hard to imagine what this could have been used for. Going further down, I found a living room. Inside was a bed and barrels filled with resources. Bricks, moldy potatoes, radioactive bottles. Eating something that's been in a barrel for thousands of years? Yummy! This food is the only way to heal up. In the latest abandoned complex, I found a hazmat. Coughing from radioactive waste, I discovered that acid ponds were teeming with life. Three-eyed fish occasionally leapt to the surface. You're going to be my souvenir. Reminds me of a junkyard. The ancient civilization had more than just magnets, combining a creeper with uranium to create a toxic weapon. Now that's an idea. With uranium, I will become a legend. But even that's not enough. I had to get past mutated monsters to get more. Radioactive kitty. It seems only a skeleton is left of you. How about a three-eyed fish? While fishing, I spotted a creature with a gigantic brain in the distance. A local maniac with an enormous tongue and tons of bombs. I will call you Redick. You will be the witness to a great battle. With his long arms, it was too much to handle. I decided to back off and immediately got bombs lobbed at the back of my head. Having earned the achievement for eating all the radioactive food, I realized there was only one thing left to do. It seems he is afraid of Kitty. Upon re-entering the game, a timer started. Yep, tougher than a creeper. Incredible power is imprisoned within these caves. It looks like the villager who sold me the map wished for my death. But why? In the village, I dug an acidic pound for three-eyed Roger. Glowing from radiation is not a good sign. Hide everything in chest to heal up. Finally, made lead, which is used in crafting hazmat. Now I am ready to continue.
Don't wanna go to work today. Think I need a holiday. You know I got some money from my melody.
I hadn't breathed fresh air for 2 months. My lungs were filled with radioactive dust. Enthusiasm had faded. Fatigue from constantly being on the brink of death was overtaking me. Is it worth taking such risks for treasures? The knowledge and resources I have acquired have made it possible to create a lethal weapon, a nuclear bomb. It's tens of times more powerful than a creeper explosion. Such a device will protect against any troubles and encroachments on my wealth. Walking through radioactive terrain provided clues about the location of the next biome. Underwater, submarine, trading, perils. That's where I need to get to. A week was spent on upgrading my helmet, brewing potions for underwater breathing, and crafting doors that would help me survive long enough to explore Abyss. The first creature I encountered turned out to be glowing fish, used for crafting underwater vision potions. Wanted to collect some for later. Whoa! An aggressive jellyfish attacked me, hurling spells. I'm not welcome here. The underwater world was full of whimsical life forms. I wanted to touch everything. Better not to touch fish. This time, 3 jellyfish swarmed at once. Not bad for a first dive. I'm not bothering you, am I? Have fun. After brewing a potion of underwater vision, I returned, found an underwater centipede, and a sea pig. What to feed it, still unknown. On the horizon, I spotted a strange temple, where they were already waiting for me. Whoa! Dozens of fishmen surrounded the temple, aiming to kill me. Miraculously managed to break through the warriors. Stop haunting me! It seems that an ancient civilization was interested in exploring the ocean. Abundant robots, houses, research complexes, and submarines. Intelligent creatures with amazing weapons have settled in these structures. They watch me and attack when I venture too far. Could they be the ones who scared off the villagers? After drinking the potion, navigation became easier. I found the underwater bunker. Inside, there was no one, just gunpowder, a diver's helmet, and dirt. Returned to the villagers, repaired my armor, and found out what pigs ate. Dirt. Green slime is useless, but pearls. Trading. Pearls. Where else can you find pearls? Mollusks. Swam up to a structure resembling an altar. Placed the pearl on it, catching the attention of those around. Of course, they still tried to kill me, but didn't refuse to trade either. Mostly sold junk. But occasionally there were interesting items, like a strange wand. It's not a truce, but it's a start. Crushed mollusks against the board, earning more pearls. And soon received an achievement. Now we are inseparable friends. The sea folks started to trust me. We swam together, and they even gifted me a magical stick. The biomes no longer seemed scary. Fixed the submarine on the bottom of the ocean and continued on. Suddenly, the submarine issued a danger signal, turned off the flashlight, and stopped to avoid attracting unwanted attention. A giant fish is nearby. It will eat anyone who comes near it. I dared to challenge it, but it swiftly disappeared into the depths. A couple of bones isn't worth it. As it turns out, they are quite peaceful creatures. They have temples, care for nature, and engage in commercial activities. I befriended them so well that now they are ready to defend me in the battles. I also learned about the Fifth Cave, abode of demons and occultists who feed on others' emotions. They thought I was one of them. It's time to stop. I have been underground for too long. Decided to go to the village, grab some resources, and head up to the surface. Made a fence for the safety of the newborn children. Goodbye. What's that sound? Hideous creatures with knives pounced on me, and sensing danger, burrowed underground. scream was so piercing that blood poured from my ears. He leaped at me, intent on tearing me apart, a demon of incredible strength and power. This place absorbs light like a black hole. The oppressive atmosphere didn't allow for a moment of relaxation. Here, small creatures with knives gather in large groups to perform rituals of summoning demons into living beings. Occultists have been watching me all this time. I'm not the first one they have hunted. The discoveries that led me here are no coincidence. Putting me through trials is their way of ensuring the victim is capable of harboring the devil within. The occultists wish for darkness to engulf the world. Their territory expands day by day. It was they who unleashed demons on the villagers. They are the ones killing wandering explorers. I emerged beside a strange wall that seemed designed for religious rituals. Ahead, I discovered some sort of chambers, and a cry full of terror. The sensation that I was being watched never left me for a second. Everything looked hostile. Even the trees were covered with thorns. Moth sits at the very bottom of the food chain. Climbing to the top, I found a room furnished with red candles, in the center of which was a ritual table. Then I heard the piercing scream of flying vampires. They swooped down skillfully. I couldn't hit them at all. Only magnetic arrows saved my life. I ventured farther, trying not to attract attention. Is that a colossal statue? What? What? I can't move. Something has possessed my mind. The weapon given by the sea creatures came in handy. This is the work of occultists. They conducted a ritual over an innocent moth. The magnetic arrows are gone. I noticed a half-broken house in the distance, organized a halt, and repaired my broken armor. Valuable items found in chest no longer brought joy. I felt this place draining the life out of me. While I could still escape, the impending apocalypse wouldn't be stopped. I needed to confront the main demon to halt them. He glowed at me with his powerful paws, like I was a soft toy, receiving sword blows in return. Shield and diamond armor were like paper to him. There was only one hope left: technology of ancients. This biome is fragile. Blast from a nuclear bomb would destroy everything here. Sacrificing myself wasn't part of the plan. I dug an escape road, led the demon to it, and activated the bomb. The demon's abode has been wiped from the face of the earth. Tunnels collapsed. Only eerie memories, traumas, radiation, and an inventory filled with valuable items remain. I have settled into my favorite job at the blacksmith, and every evening I watch the well-fed and happy faces of my family. But despite this, I can't shake the thought. Could the dungeons be hiding even more secrets and treasures?